American Tower Corp, one of my favorite REITs and dividend growth stocks, just actually cut their dividend by almost 5%. So let me show you why this is a little bit of a bad sign. So right now their dividend is $1.70. The quarter before it was $1.62. They're actually now cutting their dividend back to $1.62, which is a little weird that they would raise it to $1.70, then cut it back to $1.62. But anyway, we're going to be also deep diving into their financials and doing some analysis on them and what is a fair price target. We're also going to be going over and why do I think that they cut their dividend. I'm actually going to show you that right now. So here's the news. Obviously, they cut their dividend to $1.62. But they actually, this is why I think they did this. So they actually sold off all of their India cell towers to ticker symbol BAM or Brookfield Asset Management, which is another public company. But anyway, they bought their India cell towers off American Tower Corp for $2.5 billion. And let me show you why this is significant. So if we, that's bright. So if we go over here to their investor presentation, just in the United States, they have 42,000 cell towers, all right? And in India, they have 76,000. So they have actually a lot more than just the United States and Mexico and all these countries combined. So by far, India is one of their largest investments. And actually, that was one of the reasons why I loved American Tower Corp. It's because of how much India is going to grow. And they actually just sold out of that, which I think is a little bit disappointing. I would rather them just keep on to those assets just for the long run, because this is a pure cell tower company and they should just keep on the assets even if it's losing money right now, because I'm so bullish on their economy. But anyway, let's go deep dive back into their numbers. I want to show you what their AFFO was looking like and what multiple they're trading at. So right now, as we saw, their dividend now cost $1.62 per share. And what we want to look at for REITs is the AFFO, or the free cash flow per share. When you go to a lot of websites, they try to do a payout ratio based off EPS, which is net income per total common share outstanding, which is not what you want to look at for REITs. You actually want to go down here to the cash flow per share, which is actually down 3.78% year over year. But all we want to make sure is that this number is well above whatever the dividend is. The dividend's $1.62 now, and it's well above $1.62. And they have been having some net income problems because of one of their India clients not paying, and they had to take a big loss on that. And ever since then, their net income has just been getting hit really bad, which is really unfortunate if you look at it just from a net income basis, because on a total revenue basis, they're up 3% year over year. Their assets to liabilities ratio is up from 81% to 83.5%. But let's actually go dig into their numbers right here. So on a really bad quarter, let's say they just make $1 billion, all right? So if they make $1 billion, their dividend cost from this $756 million. So as we can see, they do have a safe payout ratio. So that's why I'm not too worried about this. And here is the cash interest paid. So as we know, American Tower Corp actually has a lot of debt. And that's not a bad thing, because a lot of their debt isn't at super high rates, and they have a lot of debt because their income is so predictable and they can get debt at low rates. But anyway, I like to see that their cash interest paid is down 13% year over year. So this is like the interest they're paying on their debt. Because they, like I said, look at this. They have roughly $39 billion worth of debt. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys about this. All right, so I wanted to show you guys a few more stats. Of course, if we go to websites like this, it says the payout ratio is 203%. That's because these websites look at net income and not core FFO or AFFO. But anyway, I want to show you a few cool things. And here is American Tower Corp's price to funds from operations ratio, which is 16.5, which is what you want to look at as a PE ratio. So as of today, or as of the American Tower Corp share price of $197, and the trailing 12 months ended December of $11.96, hence the funds from operations ratio of 16.5. So that's kind of what they're valued at right now. If we want to look at realty income, let's check realty income's AFFO. All right, so check this out. It says for realty income, it says theirs is actually at a 12.8. So hey, they're even cheaper than American Tower Corp. And if we check out Crown Castle, which is American Tower's biggest competitor, they're at a 13.96. So American Tower Corp is actually at a slight premium even right now if we just compare it based off its competitors. But also don't forget to drop a like on the video, guys. It really does help me out a lot. So you know how American Tower Corp just cut the dividend, or really just kept it flat. I wanted to explain why that's not always a bad thing, and here are some examples of companies that have done this and it's really worked out for. So the dividend history streak of John Deere is very short. Like, look at this. They kept their dividend at 76 cents for well over a year, and well, now they raise the dividend literally like every single quarter. And another example would be ticker symbol CP, Canadian Pacific. It's this one's one of the railroad stocks, and look at this one. This stock is at an all-time high. Yeah, an all-time high like this week. And if we look at the dividend history, it used to be 19 cents and now it's 14. And another one is Public Storage, which I own, roughly $3,000 worth, but I would rather a company keep its dividend flat and or even cut it because they can't afford it instead of having to take out a loan just to pay out the dividend, or something like that, or where they no longer have any money to invest in the future to get some growth, acquisition. So that's why I'm not exactly upset with American Tower Corp cutting its dividend. They did have a very long streak of raising their dividend, and you got to give them props for that. But yeah, that's kind of my analysis on American Tower Corp.